At one point, they like wanted to hire a PA, right? And then the JD for the PA was needs to be hot and pretty.
Like literally they put it there?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Ask ZULA. My name is Chow and today we have Kelly Lim with us. So Kelly has actually met Zula several times before. You might have seen or heard about Kelly's unique career experiences or your very viral dating profile.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a couple of years ago. How have you been since?
The dating profile was definitely a success.
Yes.
I am now very happy with my boyfriend of almost 4 years. We have also successfully BTO. So
Oh! The last time you spoke with Zula, you were still with your family's business. Are you
Yeah.
still there now?
no, I'm not.
Okay. For those of you who may not have heard about Kelly's career before, what exactly were you doing and what were you doing before you decided to join your family's business?
So right after I finished school, I actually joined this really small agency because I majored in marketing.
Okay.
As every
Oh, that explains the
marketing-
dating profile.
yeah, definitely know how to market myself. I went for this random freaking job, marketing. It was terrible. To be honest, I was only there for 3 months.
Like a marketing agency?
Yeah, marketing agency. I was an account manager there. It
Okay.
was one of the worst jobs I've had. Well, it was run by a bunch of people who were in their 26, 27.
Okay.
The country manager was like 29 himself.
Kind of like a young startup vibe.
Very young, but no one knew anything.
Okay, so you felt like it wasn't really a good environment that you were learning or gaining any valuable experiences from.
No.
Was that
no.
why you decided to leave?
I decided to leave more because of the culture. I think it was just really bad. I felt like people there were more of like a high school clique.
Well, then why did you decide to join your family's business? It's a completely different industry.
So I think my mom kind of took over the family business from my dad's side when I was about 16, 17. I never really thought about it when when she first took over. I was just like, okay, whatever, because I was 17 anyway. Like I don't really give a shit.
Okay.
So and then like
Very frank.
after that, like I just, as school went on and then I graduated, I started to wonder what I actually wanted to do in my life, and
Okay.
I realized that mission and passion means a lot to me in my life. I am not someone that can just work for the sake of working. I actually thought about it many times, but I never ever voiced out to my parents because I always deep down knew that they would not be very supportive of it. Because my parents came from the time where when they were young, they were very poor. So they felt very proud of the fact that they were able to put their kids through school and university. So the thing of the college thing keeps like coming up.
Yeah,
you know?
like you are a degree holder, you must do degree holder jobs.
Yeah, you need to go out to the corporate world. Well, they want to be able to be proud, I guess, to say that they have put their kids through school and their kids are now holding a very gorgeous, beautiful, prestigious corporate job. Yeah, because of the fact I've actually been in a corporate job, I feel like it's not prestigious at all. It's like shit.
I suppose it's a bit of a difference in mindsets where one is quite traditional and without a real understanding about what the landscape of the corporate world is like now in present day.
Yeah.
And for you feel like you wanted to do something that's aligned with your values, your principles and interests.
Yep. For sure. And I was young, so I felt like if I had done it and I failed, like whatever.
Lower risk.
You know, I could go back out again, but I wanted to have at least tried. If I died tomorrow, I'd rather die knowing oh well than what if.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a nice quote. Put it on a t-shirt. With this mindset, you decided that you wanted to try your hand at your family's business.
Yeah.
And how did your family react?
Did not take it very well. My mom basically didn't even listen at all. She's like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't hear that shit. My dad was a bit more supportive because I've always been very daddy's girl.
Okay.
So, and he's always been...
Oh, you're the precious little daughter.
Yeah, I was his firstborn.
So eventually, despite, I guess, going against your parents' wishes, how did you start out in the industry then?
I started shadowing my mom. My mom is not like... She doesn't know how to manage people. I guess she doesn't have experience, so I guess she didn't know what to do. It's not like she had an intern.
Did they pay you?
I was getting like very minimum. My parents like would give me the basic absolute most minimum, right? So to discourage me from doing it. To let me know like you're being paid like shit. I'm gonna pay you like crap. Right? So that you will suffer financially.
Wow.
Right? So that you will get so sick of this and you will not want to continue.
It's tough love.
Yeah.
What's the day-to-day like for working as an undertaker?
Most of the time, you are dealing with your workers. I think the customer satisfaction is quite interesting. Yeah, I found the work very fulfilling. I'm a people person. So being a people person, I think dealing with these families, having to like, it wasn't necessarily that I console them, but giving them that peace of mind, knowing that I will be, I'll take care of their loved one, and then they can comfortably grieve. It requires a lot of trust as well, which is why I think it's very fulfilling to know that they trust us.
It's a job that really requires you to be sensitive about people's emotions. And I guess that is a skill that you have learned to hone over time because you've had to deal with it so many times.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there must have been some things that were also difficult about the work. What was your least favorite thing about it?
The fact that it was very 24/7. Yeah, I knew going into it was 24/7, but you don't really know what you sign up for until you actually go into it. I was like, yeah, man, I got it. Like 24/7, what you talking about?
Yeah, you're young and you think you can
I
conquer
watch Netflix
everything.
until 6 a.m. Like this has got nothing on me.
Damn girl.
Yeah. And then I went there and man, it was definitely hard, right? Because it's quite also, I think you forget like Netflix, you're sitting on your sofa. This job actually is quite physically demanding. It's very humid, it's very hot outside. Most times the funeral is like outdoors.
Yep.
Like so you're hot, humid, and then you're tired. And then you get tired. You have to deal the whole day. Maybe last minute you get another call at 1 a.m. because there's another funeral.
And you said you worked with your mom.
Yeah.
And you had to coordinate workers, right? So with all the people that you worked with, were they mostly men or mostly women?
Definitely mostly men.
Okay.
Yeah, they were about like 50, 60 plus years old. I always call them uncle.
So you are in an environment where you're mostly working with men who are older. How did you feel as a 20-something-year-old lady back then?
I think it was okay. I think I never really grew up thinking as a girl. It never really hindered me. I think I'm quite thankful for my dad because I think my dad always brought me up to be very independent, and he has never ever once made me feel like as a girl I need to compensate for being more. So I always saw myself as more of like an equal in a sense. Yeah, and I also never, they never really made me feel like I was anything less. In fact, I actually look exactly like my mom. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I look exactly like, so they always kind of be like, 小老板娘. That's what they always call when I was like, 我才做2个星期而已嘞，小老板娘. Yeah.
You were there, you said 2017 for about 2 years before you left during COVID then, right?
Yeah.
Why did you decide to leave?
I left mostly because I think my mom just really was not super supportive of it. The breaking point was that I actually had applied to school in the US, to medical school, because I actually wanted to major in mortuary science. And I wanted to become an embalmer in the future, but my parents just were not supportive of it. I needed to take partial loan and I wanted to borrow that money from my dad or even ask if I could take a loan. But they just really didn't support it at all. And
Did they say why?
They felt that people who were exposed to this particular substance called formaldehyde, when they do embalming, it's quite harmful for the body, they feel, to a woman. And it's very hard to, number one, I guess, like get pregnant or in the future. Or number two, most people who are exposed to these substances don't have a very long life. So
it was more so health concerns than anything else?
Yeah.
Did you feel like you were letting go of your dreams?
Yeah, I did. I definitely did. I feel like I was living for people.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was not pursuing what I really wanted. Which, ironically, is what my parents have always wanted me to do. They always tell me all the time, like, you should do what you really want, you should pursue what you really want. But when I actually really want to do what I really want, they didn't really approve.
Understand.
Yeah. It really took me a damn long time to get over it. It took me maybe 2 to 3 years to really fully accept that it's just not going to happen. Unfortunately, I dealt with it in a very unhealthy way, which is when partying. I went partying with my friends a lot. I was like drinking and getting drunk a lot because I just didn't know what to do about it. I think back then I was not very educated on how do you manage mental health properly. So I just did it that whatever way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is why it probably took me super damn long to get over it, because I never really addressed that issue up front.
Right. After you left the family business, what do you pursue next? I know maybe it wasn't really something that was your calling, but you needed to do something, right?
Yeah. So I joined this I joined this small startup. I was part of like the founding team of a couple other guys. It's the only girl. I think this was like 5 other guys.
Oh.
Yeah, in like a blockchain startup.
Okay. How do you meet these people?
I think I met them through one of the like crypto events.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was crypto something you were very interested in?
It just piqued my interest a little bit. 2017, 2018 period was very much like Bitcoin was the talk of the town. If you go on the Twitter, it's always like top 10 most talked about topics of all time. Yeah.
Okay. And you met these guys just through networking events, and eventually you guys decided to start a company together.
They decided to start the company, and then they asked me if I wanted to like join in and be like the salesperson.
Ah, okay. So it was a sales role. And how was that like for you?
It was probably a much more worse job than the one I had when I came out of university.
Oh, what?
Yeah, this was way
what?
worse. Yeah, way worse.
Oh no.
Yeah, it
How
was
come?
super misogynistic.
Oh no.
I had these 2 co-founders that were about 45 to 48 years old, I believe. They are the most like sexist, your typical boomer mindset. Very, very just very, they love like very typical degrading boss mindset.
Okay.
Like I'm the boss, or like women serve to only be people who make babies for me. I think they actually quite proudly
That's disgusting. No,
they
I
were very
cannot.
they actually were quite proud to embody that.
My goodness.
And they were very open with a lot of their comments. You'll be surprised the stuff that they say are actually like they would say in a bar, they would say they would say anywhere.
Just very crude, disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
With no care whatsoever about you being present.
Yeah, really have no filter, and they have no remorse.
I don't know if I'm gonna regret this, but what are some things that they said?
At one point, they like wanted to hire a PA, right? And then the JD for the PA was needs to be hot and pretty.
Like literally, they put it there.
Yeah. I think they also mentioned like the dress. She has to wear a dress to work. Yeah, preferably heels, and has to have makeup. The dress cannot be below the knee. Yeah.
This is crazy. I can't believe this happened in 2017 to 2019.
Yeah.
It's so disgusting, and this should never happen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. I hope did they say anything directed towards you?
For sure. There were some days where I came in without makeup, and they would make very horrific comments like, "Oh my god, like saw a girl, caught you gui," that kind of thing. You know,
What?
Or like when I'm going to meet a client, and then they'll be like, Kelly, do you want to maybe put on some makeup? That kind of thing. Yeah. I'm very thick-skinned, so it doesn't bother me. Whenever they say shit to me like that, I'll be like, maybe you should lose some weight before you talk to me.
Nice. Damn girl, that's the way.
Yeah.
I wish everyone would just say that to people, but
Yeah.
if only we're at the right time and place.
Yeah. I don't care, but I felt very disgusted working with them every day, because I feel like every day I worked with them, I feel like I was enabling them to continue to do what they do.
I guess because you're working together and trying to grow the same thing,
Yeah.
kind of supporting their cause.
Yeah, but when I was 27, 28 back then, and I really didn't know what the course of action should be. Right? I was like, I feel like back then, this was not very widely talked about. Misogynistic like work environments are not very
Disgust.
Yeah, they're not very discussed. So as a like 27, 28-year-old girl, like you might think like, oh, you're not very young, but I actually really had no experience working with these kind of people.
Understand.
I had no idea like what can I do? Like, should I report them to like, who am I going to report them to?
Yeah. And if there wasn't a clear outlet for you to share these experiences with people, there wasn't any reporting line that you could put this forward to.
Yeah.
Since you were working directly with the co-founders, if you wanted to report it, it would have been reporting to them.
Yeah.
So I can see it must have been quite tricky.
Yeah.
Did you have colleagues who stood up for you?
No.
They were
No.
all just...
Everyone, like people who didn't even the guys who didn't say anything about it, I still consider them as like
Enablers.
because they didn't stop them
Stand
from
up, yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
One of them maybe like urged the guy to like stop doing that, or but the guy didn't take a hint, or he took the hint but didn't care.
Understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's the latter.
Well, I think both men and women need to come together, band together, and really stand up against these kind of behaviors and remarks. So for all our dudes out there, stand up for the girls that you care about, or stand up for any girl that you work with if they're dealing with terrible people like that. So how long did you endure that for before you decided
1 year.
enough is enough? Oh, 1 year.
Tormenting 1 year. The breaking point was really just, I guess, I was with my boyfriend.
Okay.
And as a boyfriend of like mine, he just felt very uncomfortable knowing that I'm working with these kind of people who make comments like that to me all the freaking time. And I can understand, right? If I were my boyfriend, I would feel like, what the heck? My girlfriend is constantly going to work, and then she's like constantly
have to
being
deal with this harassment.
Yeah, constantly being insulted all the time. And then this kind of like harassment is being harassed every freaking day. Yeah, and always made to feel otherwise if I like say anything.
Right.
Yeah.
If you could turn back time, would you have joined this company again?
No.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you came out of it stronger, and that you could deal with the way these people even treated you.
Yeah.
Good on you. So after you left the crypto company, what was next in line for you?
So I actually was quite lucky. I chanced upon this travel tech startup funded by Singapore Airlines.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, I joined 3 months before COVID hit. And then because it was a travel tech startup, like 3 months later when COVID hit, like the worst thing could ever happen. Like everything stopped. Being a travel tech startup, we could not scale. Things were moving incredibly slow.
Okay.
It was a lot of uncertainty to deal with.
That period of time.
Yeah, I think being in a startup is already filled with uncertainty on top of the fact of being in a COVID era.
Yeah.
It brought about even more uncertainty. So the whole period was just a blur. But it was very fun though. It was a much more different experience and a much more healthy environment.
Okay.
Much better culture. People that actually respect you, respect your time, respect your values and everything. I think values are important. Like mission is also important.
Yep.
Yeah. I think in that previous startup, I don't believe they had any mission.
Understand.
Yeah. I think in this the other startup that I joined was more mission driven, more values, and was funded by Singapore Airlines. So they definitely had some sort of branding and some sort of level to live up to. Yeah. And I was actually the first person to join.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was the startup space, was it always something that intrigued you?
Yes.
No wonder.
Yeah, I've always been very, very passionate about startups because number one, I think you're starting something and you're kind of almost you're coming from an angle where you're very innovative. You're trying to innovate in something, or you're trying to, I guess, disrupt a particular industry.
Yeah.
That to me is very interesting because it's just something that you don't usually find in a corporate world.
Understand.
Most people already have deal with what they already have, like big corporates, big companies, and startups culture is also very, very fun. People are really quite accepting. Right? People are very accepting of who you are, whether you're LGBT or whether you are like whatever size you are. Like people actually genuinely really don't care.
Just no discrimination.
Yeah, there's no discrimination. Everyone is very respectful of each other, and
that's cool.
Work is work.
What a contrast from your previous workplace.
Yeah. So after I left that travel tech startup, I joined now a much bigger company. It's actually a listed company in the stock exchange. It's a cybersecurity company.
No more startups for you? Or?
No, it's not a startup, but the role I joined is a new market.
It feels like
a startup.
You're creating it from scratch, ground up.
Correct. So I'm actually building two markets from scratch. I'm managing the Thailand and Vietnam market.
Ooh.
Yeah. I love working in tech, so I see myself will always be in tech. I don't ever see myself not being in tech. It's just whether I'll be in like startups or like much bigger companies.
Alright, now I do want to touch a little bit onto where we left off the last time. I know you mentioned your boyfriend, but I think for everyone who's ever seen the viral Tinder profile, we all want to know. Effective or not?
Very effective.
Got results, right? You started off by saying it was super effective.
Yeah.
So wait, how many applicants were there to that profile?
The result was so good, I considered like coming up with a side hustle to like do consulting.
Marketing for dating profiles.
Yeah, correct. Like maybe people would pay me like a fixed amount and then I'll create a profile for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many applicants did you eventually meet?
I went on definitely more than 50 different dates.
You told us earlier that you were keeping track, right?
Yeah.
So how do you keep track of these dates?
I think I keep track on it based on like Excel, I think.
Excel sheet, this girl.
Yeah, it's like Excel. I like keep track on not who I met, how many I met.
Okay.
Because I actually don't remember so many names. Because it's like
But you
50,
write down all the
right?
names, right?
I do write down, but then I would put like this guy is like maybe like accountant.
Player 1, accountant.
Yeah.
And out of the, I guess, 50 plus, how many people did you feel like this might actually go somewhere?
Actually only 2. Yeah, there were only 2, and then one of them is my current boyfriend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
The other guy eventually didn't fly because I think he was still stuck in his player era. Yeah, I was
You know what?
I was in my wifey era. Like
Understand.
I'm so down to get BTO'd and like seriously wife me up already.
You know
like,
what? They say
yeah.
sometimes it's the right person, wrong
I
time.
know. No, that in that case, that guy was wrong,
wrong
person,
person.
wrong time.
Wrong person, wrong time.
Yeah.
But you did find right person, right
Yeah,
time.
I did. Because my boyfriend is very highly educated, many degrees. So my Asian parents really love it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
they-
traditional mindset.
Yeah.
The
They
more
like,
paper, the better.
Yeah, they like, wow, a lot of degrees. Wow, very good. Yeah.
Congratulations. Good job.
Thank you
to the both
so
of
much.
Well done,
Yeah,
well
thanks so
done.
much. I still got 2 more years in government. Government,
yeah.
please build faster.
You know what? No worries. At least
Would
you're
have been
almost there.
faster if not for the COVID. I think that COVID was the one that I think they like slow it down a little
Yeah.
bit.
Thank you for watching this episode of Ask Zula, and thank you, Kelly, for joining me. Let us know in the comment section down below who you want us to speak with next. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye!